why people suddenly start ignoring you, and what it really means. Have you ever experienced the sudden, jarring shift? One moment, you feel seen, heard, and connected to someone. You share jokes, talk about your day, make plans for coffee next week. They are present, engaged, a warm part of your world. The next moment, a deafening silence. Your messages sit unanswered, calls go unreturned, invitations are met with vague excuses or simply ignored. They act as if you have vanished from the face of the earth, leaving you adrift in a sea of unanswered questions. Did I say something wrong? Was it something I did? The feeling of being invisible, of having your presence erased, can be profoundly unsettling, triggering doubts about yourself and the reality of the connection you thought you had. It feels like a personal attack, a deliberate coldness directed specifically at you. But what if the reasons behind this sudden withdrawal are not a direct reflection of your worth, but rather complex dynamics involving the other person's fears, needs, or limitations? What if their silence speaks volumes, not about you, but about them and the nature of the connection itself? Understanding these deeper reasons can be incredibly liberating, freeing you from the burden of self-blame and empowering you to move forward with clarity and dignity. It's a difficult experience to navigate, but within it lies a profound opportunity for self-discovery and growth. Stay till the end, where we will make a step-by-step plan on how to apply this to your life. We put a lot of hours into this animated video, so if you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos. Let's begin. Number 1. They sought control. You ended the game. This reason delves into the subtle power dynamics that can exist within relationships. Some individuals are not seeking genuine connection, but rather a sense of control over others. They may feel a need to influence your mood, your decisions, or your behavior. When they are engaged with you, it might be because they are actively trying to shape your perspective or elicit a specific reaction from you. Their sudden silence can be a tactic, a deliberate withdrawal of attention designed to make you feel insecure, anxious, or desperate for their validation. They are, in essence, testing you. They want to see if you will chase them, if you will double text, if you will question what went wrong, if you will demonstrate how much their absence affects you. This gives them a sense of power. They learn that they can manipulate your emotional state by simply withholding their presence. Think of a puppeteer who suddenly drops the strings. They are waiting to see if the puppet will flail or beg for the strings to be reattached. If you react with distress, with excessive attempts to reconnect, you are showing them that their tactic works, reinforcing their belief that they have leverage over you. However, if you do not react, if you maintain your composure and do not chase, you are essentially refusing to play their game. You are demonstrating that their absence, while perhaps noticed, does not have the power to derail you or compromise your sense of self. This can be frustrating for them because they have lost their tool of influence. The wise words of Epictetus resonate here. He who needs least from others is the most powerful. Your power lies not in proving your worth or desperately seeking their attention, but in being secure enough within yourself that their withdrawal, while perhaps disappointing, does not shatter you. When you stop chasing, you take away their ability to use distance as a means of control. Their silence, in this context, is not a sign of your failure, but a sign of your refusal to be manipulated. It means you have become too self-possessed for their games, and rather than engaging on a level playing field, they choose to retreat. Number 2, they needed a benefit you stopped providing. This is perhaps one of the most transactional reasons for sudden distance, and it can be one of the most painful to recognize. Some people connect with others not for the inherent value of the individual, but for what that individual can provide. This could be anything from practical favors, financial assistance, access to a certain social circle, emotional support during a difficult time in their life, validation for their ego, or even just someone to fill their time until a more desirable option comes along. As long as you were fulfilling that need, they were present, engaging, and seemed invested in the connection. They were like a device plugged into a power source, drawing energy or resources. However, Needs are often temporary. Once they have received what they needed, found a different source for that benefit, or their circumstances change such that the need no longer exists, they simply disconnect. They are like the ladder someone uses to reach a high shelf. Once the item is retrieved, the ladder is no longer needed and can be discarded. Their sudden silence is the sound of them unplugging because they are fully charged or have found a different outlet. They weren't invested in you, the person, but in your function in their life. This isn't a reflection of your inadequacy, but a reflection of their self-serving approach to relationships. The Stoic philosophy encourages us to attach ourselves to virtue and truth, not to things or people that are transient or conditional. Recognizing that someone's presence was based on a temporary need allows you to detach from the pain of their departure. Their silence, in this case, is not a judgment against you, but a clear signal that the transactional nature of the connection has run its course. It frees you to invest your energy in relationships built on mutual respect, genuine care, and the appreciation of each other's inherent worth, rather than what you can do for one another. Did you know that if you are currently watching this video, you are probably a visual learner? Before we get into the next part, wouldn't it be better if you had an app specially designed for visual learners like you? That's exactly what BookWatch offers. We have animated book summaries of the best non-fiction and Stoicism books like The Daily Stoic, The Obstacle is the Way, and many more. You can watch animated videos like the one you are currently watching and also ask our AI how to specifically apply each book to your life. Check out the BookWatch app in the first link in the description below. Now, let's continue. Number 3. External voices swayed their fragile view. Some individuals lack a strong, independent sense of judgment, particularly when it comes to interpersonal relationships. They are susceptible to the opinions and influences of others, especially if those others are persuasive or hold some form of authority or social power in their lives. When someone suddenly becomes distant, it might not stem from a direct interaction or conflict with you, but from something they have heard or been told about you by someone else. Gossip, rumors, negative interpretations of your actions, or even deliberate attempts by a third party to drive a wedge between you can significantly alter a weak-minded person's perception. Instead of coming to you for clarification, instead of trusting their own experience of you, they allow external voices to shape their reality. Once those seeds of doubt or negativity are planted, they begin to see you through a distorted lens. Their behavior changes. They become wary, cold, or avoidant because their internal view of you has been altered by outside influence. They are like a leaf caught in the wind, easily carried in whatever direction the strongest gust pushes them, lacking the roots to stay grounded in their own truth. If someone can be turned against you by the whispers of others without seeking your perspective, it reveals a fundamental lack of loyalty and independent thought on their part. The Stoics emphasized the importance of cultivating one's own judgment and not being swayed by external opinions or the irrationality of the crowd. Their sudden distance, influenced by others, is not a reflection of your character, but a demonstration of their own lack of discernment and integrity. It's a difficult lesson, showing you that their connection was conditional not just on your actions, but on the approval and opinion of others in their orbit. In this instance, their silence is the sound of them succumbing to external pressure, choosing to believe a narrative about you rather than trusting their own experience or seeking the truth directly from you. Number 4. Your rising made their stagnation visible. This is a particularly challenging reason because it often involves people who were once close, perhaps friends or colleagues who were on a similar path. As long as you were progressing at roughly the same pace, facing similar challenges, and operating within a similar comfort zone, the relationship felt stable and comfortable for them. However, when you make a conscious effort to grow, whether that involves pursuing new skills, achieving significant personal or professional milestones, adopting healthier habits, or simply developing a more positive and self-assured mindset, it can create discomfort in those who are not growing alongside you. Your progress highlights, perhaps unintentionally, their own lack of movement, their fears, or their resistance to change. Your light, shining brighter, makes the shadows of their own stagnation more apparent. Instead of feeling inspired or motivated by your growth, they feel insecure, jealous, or left behind. They may express this indirectly at first, with subtle criticisms, backhanded compliments, or dismissive remarks about your efforts. If you continue to rise and they are unwilling or unable to keep pace, the gap between you widens. This gap becomes a source of increasing discomfort for them. Rather than confronting their own feelings or making the effort to grow themselves, they find it easier to simply distance themselves from the reminder of what they are not doing. They might say you've changed, but what they mean is that you have changed relative to them, and that difference is unsettling. Think of two people walking side by side, and one suddenly starts running. The one walking might feel annoyed, inadequate, or simply decide they don't want to walk alone and stop altogether. Your growth is not an act of aggression, it is simply your evolution. Their sudden silence is the sound of them choosing to step off the path because they cannot or will not match your pace. As the Stoics might advise, focus on your own virtue and progress. You cannot dim your light to make others feel comfortable in the dark. Their distance is a testament to your forward movement, not a sign that you have done anything wrong. Number 5. Your honesty exposed their hidden flaws. Some relationships are built on a foundation of unspoken agreements, where certain truths are avoided, certain behaviors are tolerated, and a comfortable facade is maintained. This can happen when dealing with individuals who are dishonest, manipulative, selfish, or who rely on presenting a false image of themselves to the world. They thrive in situations where their true nature is not questioned or directly addressed. Perhaps you have, perhaps subtly, started to see through their act. Maybe you noticed inconsistencies in their stories, recognized a pattern of self-serving behavior, or simply stopped playing along with their manipulations or excuses. You didn't necessarily confront them aggressively, but your perception changed, and perhaps your reactions shifted accordingly. You stopped being an easy target or a willing participant in their charade. The moment they realize that you see them more clearly, that you recognize their flaws, their dishonesty, or their hidden agenda, they may choose to retreat. It is easier for them to disappear from your life than to face the possibility of being truly seen or held accountable. They are like someone hiding in the shadows who flees the moment a light is shone upon them. Your ability to see the truth and your refusal to enable their behavior becomes a threat to their carefully constructed reality. They might accuse you of being judgmental, overly critical, or unfair, but what they are really reacting to is the discomfort of being exposed. The Stoics believed in living in accordance with nature and truth. When you embody honesty and integrity, you naturally repel those who operate from a place of deception. Their sudden silence is the sound of them escaping a situation where their lies or manipulations no longer work. It is not a loss of a genuine connection, but the shedding of a false one. Their distance is a confirmation that you saw their true nature and they chose to run from it rather than confront it. Number 6. Their season in your life has ended. Not all connections are meant to be lifelong. Just like the seasons change, bringing different weather and landscapes, people enter and exit our lives, serving different purposes during different phases. Some relationships are tied to specific contexts, a job, a school, a hobby group, a particular life challenge you navigated together. Once that context changes, or the specific lesson or experience shared has concluded, the natural momentum of the relationship may fade. There might be no conflict, no falling out, no specific reason other than the natural evolution of lives moving in different directions. They were the perfect companion for a specific part of your journey, but their path has diverged from yours. Their sudden silence, in this case, isn't a deliberate act of rejection or malice. It's simply the quiet fading of a connection that has reached its natural conclusion. It's like the leaves falling from a tree in autumn. The tree doesn't mourn them endlessly. It understands that their purpose for that season is complete, making way for the next phase of growth. Trying to force these seasonal relationships to continue beyond their natural lifespan can feel strained and unnatural. Recognizing that some people are meant to be in your life for a chapter, not the whole book, allows you to appreciate the time you had without feeling hurt by their departure. The Stoics taught acceptance of what is outside our control, including the comings and goings of others in our lives. Their sudden silence, in this context, is simply the quiet closing of a chapter. It is a sign that their role in your current narrative is complete, leaving space for new characters and new experiences that align with where you are now and where you are headed. Step-by-step plan. Understanding why someone might suddenly start ignoring you is the first step towards finding peace. It shifts the focus from "what's wrong with me" to "what does this situation reveal?" Here is a step-by-step plan to help you process this experience and move forward powerfully. Step 1. Allow yourself to feel the emotions fully. Being ignored is painful. Do not try to intellectualize it away immediately. Acknowledge the hurt, confusion, or anger without judgment. It is okay to feel this way. Give yourself space and time to process these feelings, perhaps by writing in a journal, talking to a trusted friend, or engaging in self-soothing activities. Pushing the emotions down will only make them surface later. Step 2. Practice non-reaction and detachment from the outcome. Resist the powerful urge to chase, beg, or demand an explanation. Understand that their silence is their chosen form of communication, however unsatisfactory it may be. Your worth is not dependent on their response or their continued presence. By not reacting desperately, you maintain your dignity and signal that your well-being is not contingent on their validation. Detachment does not mean you do not care. It means you are not allowing their actions to control your emotional state or dictate your self-worth. Step 3. Analyze the situation through the lens of the reasons discussed. Once the initial sting subsides, calmly consider the possible reasons behind their behavior. Did you recently set a boundary? Did you stop providing a specific favor? Did you achieve something significant? Is there external influence at play? Did you start seeing a less flattering side of them? Did the natural context of the relationship change? This analytical step is not about blaming them, but about gaining clarity and understanding the dynamic, which helps depersonalize the experience. Step 4. Focus your energy inward and on supportive connections. Redirect the time and emotional energy you might have spent dwelling on the situation towards activities that nourish you. Focus on your personal growth, hobbies, work, and most importantly, on the relationships with people who are consistently present, engaged, and supportive. Invest in those who invest in you. Their presence reinforces your worth far more than chasing someone who is withdrawing. Step 5. Accept the lack of closure as a form of closure. In many cases of sudden silence, you will not receive a clear explanation or a formal goodbye. Accept that this lack of closure is, in itself, a form of communication. Their silence is their answer. Holding on to the need for their validation or explanation keeps you stuck. Letting go of that need is a powerful act of self-liberation. Understand that their inability or unwillingness to communicate directly reveals more about their limitations than about your shortcomings. Step 6. Extract the lessons learned for future interactions. Every experience, even a painful one like being ignored, offers valuable lessons. Reflect on the dynamics. Were there red flags you missed? Did you overlook transactional behavior? Were you too quick to trust someone's facade? Use these insights to inform your future relationships, helping you to choose connections based on mutual respect, integrity, and genuine care, and to recognize potential issues earlier. Step 7. Trust the process of natural filtering and make space for what is next. See their departure, however it occurred, as a necessary clearing. Not everyone is meant to stay on your journey forever. Their absence creates space for new connections that are more aligned with who you are becoming and the path you are on. Trust that by letting go of what is no longer serving you, you are making room for relationships that will be healthier, more authentic, and mutually enriching. Embrace the possibility of new, more fulfilling connections entering your life. If you liked this video and you want to support our new channel, please like this video, subscribe, and push the notification bell so you don't miss our new videos.